Hello, I am Data Mary, and this is my culturally responsive library audit. I assessed 50 books from the Sunny Slope Elementary Head Start program. As for gender, the 50 books I reviewed were almost equal between female, female main, male, and male main characters. However, there were slightly more male characters than female, and a few more female main characters than male main characters. Non-human main characters crept close with 14. Here is an example of a multi-gender book. The graph here shows that the majority of the book's characters are white, and then African American and Latinx characters following this. What's interesting because the majority of the class is Mexican and only one white. Here is an example of a native indigenous character book who is also the main character. The pie graph represents the race of main characters in the 50 books I reviewed. Again, white leads the way, half the graph, and African American following. Here we see no main Asian American characters. The example book, A Snowy Day, is a book whose main character is African American. Immigration. I was shocked to find out there were no books on immigration in the classroom. Based on the conversations I have had with my mentor teacher, there are a number of students who are immigrant students in the classroom. It would be an advantage to have a couple books so these children can relate. Setting. The images I have chosen represent the total number represented different settings in the books. Suburbs lead the way with 18 books. I was shocked to see out of the 50 books, none represented the desert. This was interesting to me because we live in Arizona and the desert is home to us all. Disabilities. Disabilities was definitely my greatest shock. I found 0 books on disabilities. We do not have any children with disabilities. However, books would be a great way to inform children with children with disabilities so they get their questions answered and have an understanding of people with disabilities. There were 8 books written in only Spanish out of the 50 I read. Out of the 50 books, 7 included multilingual characters. However, all 7 involved a character who spoke English and Spanish. Tortillas and Lullabies is written with English text on the top of the illustration and Spanish text at the bottom of the illustration. As for classroom demographics, my classroom has 17 children, 12 are female and 5 are male. The majority are Mexican with a count of 10, African American with a head count of 4, and Asian, Native, and white 1 each. 10 of the children in the classroom out of the 17 are students who speak both English and Spanish. As for mirrors, the books do not respectfully represent the children for the fact that the majority of the books were white or white main characters with a class that has 1 white child and 10 Mexican children. The way the books do mirror some of the children is that 7 of the books were written in English and Spanish and 8 are written in just Spanish. The children could have 1 book to window the native historical culture for students. That is about it. Thank you for your time.